It's already March and there's no Nintendo Direct in sight. However, there's a lot of leaks to go through, so let's do it right now. Block content. What's happening, my block buddies, and welcome to a brand new episode of Blocked Content's Leak Speak. My name is Callum, and this is going to be your content for today. And today's content is going to be really interesting because we're going to talk about a lot of code names, a lot of different things that we've heard from different sources about the Fighters Pass Volume 2 in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Of course, something that we are eagerly awaiting to hear a little bit more information about, because at this moment we know next to nothing about this. Not even a hint of a character, not even a hint of a theme of this Fighters Pass, but there have been a lot of leaks happening in the past couple of days, and you guys have sent to me all this information and all these images of things that might be real, might be super fake, might be, a little bit in the middle, and I wanted to take the time to discuss these things because there's one that actually talks about code names, there's one that talks about a lot of Nintendo Direct information, and this is really fun to go through, kind of just imagine what the future would be and what the future will bring in terms of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate's Fighter Pass Volume 2 newcomers. It's going to be a lot of fun to kind of uncover what those 6 fighters will be, and that Nintendo Direct leak has so much stuff in it that I'm eager to talk about with you guys. So I'm super happy that you guys all joined me for today, and hope you got your popcorn ready because it's going to be fun, just as much as fun as answering you guys' questions about Smash Ultimate and new fighters in our show Question Blocked, where I answer your question. What do you think of your favorite game? How do you start making videos on YouTube? Well, whatever you can think of, send your question through to blockedcontentmail@gmail.com, and I will answer your question live on the show in one of our next Question Blocked episodes. And here's a brand new giveaway. You can win this Super Mario surprise capsule. Any Mario item, Yoshi, different character could be inside, and I leave them closed so you can find out what character is in there when you win. I'm giving away 4, so remember to like this video, subscribe to Blocked Content right now, to comment down below, and enter for the giveaway. Alright guys, let's head into the main topic of today, and the first thing that I want to talk about is this image, and it just says, "Heard this from a meh source," but here goes, and it talks about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate's Fighter Pass Volume 2, and it just throws in a bunch of random words and then ends with saying probably the Fighters Pass and also probably fake, though I'm confused by the code names. Can some of y'all crack this? Can't think of any for Harbinger and Drifter, so the names are Mannequin, Drifter, Sage, Penguin or Penguin, Hammer, Futamo, and Harbinger. So of course, this is just some random information, and all the info this guy is saying is basically, I heard this from a meh source, but here goes. So this could have been, playground information passed around, or this could be actually legit information. Of course, there's no way to know for sure, and all that we do on Blocked Content is kind of think of the what ifs and talk about them. So it's really interesting to me, and I've made kind of a list of what I think this could be. There's a lot of these that kind of make sense in my head, so if we were to divulge ourselves into the theories of this, then I do think that I have a good shot on getting kind of a guess going of what this could be. So let's get this going. It is Mannequin as the first one. I think that this makes the most sense to be Geno. Of course, Geno also a puppet character, and I think Geno definitely has a big chance to be in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as a playable fighter. Yes, a lot of people have been talking about Geno in terms of that new Mii fighter costume, of course, having facial expressions, having a lot more cool mobility, and actually looking like the character and not just a Mii fighter head, right? And that would be really cool for Geno to be its own character, to have all these cool weapons that we know from Super Mario RPG, and to really put some love into that Super Mario RPG game and kind of show them, this is what that game was about. Maybe replay that game, maybe, try and unlock all these characters and go through the story. This is what Geno was about, and here he is in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate doing all these crazy moves that you've kind of seen in the game, but they look 10 million times better in Smash Ultimate. So Mannequin to me makes just so much sense, so I think Geno is definitely the one for this one. Now Drifter, I think I had one of the most problems with, because Drifter, what kind of drifter did I mean? In a car, or a drifter along the road. So yeah, Drifter is of course a Destiny 2 character, so that could make a little bit of sense, but of course Destiny 2 might not be too big to enter into Super Smash Bros. I don't think so at all. Of course, I'd love to hear if you guys have thoughts on Drifter, like what could this be? Now, Mario Kart character, of course, Mario Kart characters drift a whole lot, but of course so do Sonic characters, so yeah, I don't really know if that's any true or at all. And there's a game called Hyper Light Drift Drive found, which is an indie game, and also isn't that popular and isn't a thing that we could definitely see in Smash Bros. Ultimate. So for Drifter, I really have no clear vision. So if you have any idea of what would fit incredibly well with this, well, let me know in the comments right now. And Sage, yes, Sage could be a lot of other different characters. And of course, I've been thinking through the Kid Icarus franchise, right? A lot of Sages, a lot of Heavenly characters up there. And of course, also, if you think about Bayonetta, that might be possible too. But I definitely think Black Mage or White Mage, they could have been seen as Sages, right? Or something from the Legend of Zelda universe as well, because they, of course, also always have the Sages as a part of the story. Now, we talk about Penguin or Penguin, you know, something here is mentioned, and there's a lot of video game penguins that we could be featured, you know, there's the Penguin Club and stuff like that. That's pretty funny. But talk about DJ Grooves from A Hat in Time, maybe Penta Penguin from the Crash Bandicoot series, which actually is a pretty cool character. Not a major character, but yeah, later on playable character, which is really cool. Then there's Pengo from Pengo and Chill Penguin from Mega Man X. So that could be a very interesting character. But of course, if you're going to do another Mega Man character, it'd be a huge character from that franchise, maybe even Mega Man X himself, but he got a Mii costume too. And there's Sergeant James Byrd from Spyro, so also a huge franchise. But if you're gonna do anyone from Spyro, you're not gonna randomly do a penguin. So yeah, King Dedede is already in the game, so the biggest penguin of all we already have. So let me know in the comments, maybe some like Final Fantasy thing. And then there's Hammer, and to me, Hammer says instantly Hammer Brother. Of course, Paper Mario also uses a hammer in a lot of moves, and there's probably a lot of other characters like Amy Rose that also use a Pico Hammer and stuff like that, but Hammer really talks about Hammer Brother, of course also an assist character in the game. But if you think about a playable Piranha Plant, then it won't be a big leap to have a playable Hammer Brother running around the stage, throwing hammers and maybe even having different attacks where it shoots out flames or even does the boomerang. So yeah, there's a lot of different brothers in those Mario Brothers games, the Hammer Brother, the Fire Brother, and even the Boomerang Brother. Maybe one of those could make it to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate in one neat package. Now this one, Futamo, really have no idea. There's no direct translation for Futamo, what it exactly means. There's a couple of dishes, there's a couple of, you know, foods and drinks, something like that, and cafes, but no direct translation. But I may just say, because it's a Japanese inspired name and, you know, not a lot of series have that in translation, but Okami kind of does. So maybe that character could join the game. You know, Okami has been in other crossover fighters as well, so maybe Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is the next stop for that cute boy. And the last one here is Harbinger, and to me, you know, that only makes sense to be a character like Doomslayer. That is definitely a big stature character that is just a gateway for, you know, adventure, a gateway for violence, and I think Harbinger really fits well with that character's name. And of course, the character is also synonymous, Harbinger, with like superheroes in the superhero universes. I don't think any of that is coming to pass, and I definitely agree that if we have Geno on the list and we already have that Mallow and Kako Demon leak, then we also need Doomslayer. So there's a lot to talk about with all of these things here, but we actually have one more direct leak to go through, and it's actually an updated version of something that we talked about before. It says Nintendo Direct 27th of March 2020 Update 2. So we talked about the first one, and this is a little bit more concise, saying Mario Kart 9, 4 new characters, Baby Wario, Baby Donkey Kong, Kamek, and Hammer Brother. Release date is 24th of September 2020. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, Tokyo 2020 DLC Season 1. 8 new guest characters, Pauline, Big the Cat, Baby Mario, Classic Sonic, Baby Luigi, Infinite the Jackal, Baby Peach, and Tikal the Echidna. 8 Olympic events, trampoline, 3-on-3 basketball 200 meters, 400 meters, pole vault 10,000 meters, and of course beach volleyball and handball. 2 new Dream events will be Dream Football, Scrap Brain Zone from Sonic the Hedgehog 1991, and Dream Rugby 7s from Diamond City Stadium in WarioWare Gold. Then Mario Strikers for Nintendo Switch, it just says in development. Mario 3D World Deluxe is coming with 4 new characters, Princess Daisy, Wario, Waluigi, and Toadette. Release date would be October 2020, and then Banjo-Kazooie, something that we've heard so much about, is a remake of the first game, Banjo-Kazooie. Bayonetta 3 release date is on holiday 2020, and Metroid Prime 4 will release in 2021. Mario & Luigi RPG 6 development is Nintendo EPD, but not Alpha Dream, and The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 has a release date on July 2020, and you can play as Link and as Zelda. WarioWare Switched is right now in development, and Pikmin 4 gets a teaser trailer. Ending this off, saying Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Fighters Pass Volume 2 Rayman reveal trailer. Home stage is Toad Story from Rayman Legends, and Target Smash will be the returning mode here. Well, this is insane. We've talked about this a little bit before, but this, has a lot more concise information, and the idea that Target Smash is returning, to me, is insanely amazing because that's a mode that I feel is sorely missing from Smash Bros. Ultimate, so hit me up with that Target Smash, and even if we could create Target Smash levels, that'd be much more awesome. So yeah, I really think that there's a lot to talk about here. I find it really amazing that people are still leaking stuff around every single corner, and of course also making up fake leaks, and that's always the case with these things. Take them with a grain of salt, talk about them all you will, and kind of fantasize about the possibilities. We all have our favorites, right? So I'd love to hear what your favorites are. If you comment down below, that could be featured and read out loud in our next video. And today's comment question is, do you believe any of this leak business? So as for our previous comment question winner, our answer comes to us from our user Matt Garrett, saying, these characters are somewhat likely, but there are too many others who deserve those last 6 slots before Phoenix Wright and 2B, both of which have already guest appeared in other fighting games. And it's not that I think that that makes them less likely, I just don't think that they are the best choices. Can totally see Geno and Hollow Knight being Mii costumes though. So Matt, thank you. Yes, we reported on something yesterday that was a Phoenix Wright leak in Smash Bros. Ultimate and had a portrait as well for 2B from Nier Automata. Yeah, a lot of interesting stuff there. Not something that I, in our video, even told you guys, not something that I believe, but Geno and Hollow Knight being Mii costumes, I could definitely see that being correct. And yes, there's a lot of other characters who've never been in crossover fighters that I would love to see in Smash Bros. Ultimate. So Matt, I really agree with you on this one. I think that we should look to characters that are completely and wholly new. I think a character like Phoenix Wright, we can already kind of expect that it will be wacky, zany, and won't use many traditional punches and kicks. Oh, that's very interesting and very unique. Not really, we've played that before, right? So thank you, Matt, so much for your comment, and these are always so much fun to read through. Thank you so much. And of course, a big shout out to our latest Patreon supporters and you guys sending in super chats during our live streams. You guys make blocked content possible. So if you want to have yourself created in pixel art, join us for discussions, or even have your own ideas become animations, well, go to patreon.com/blockedcontent. There's a bunch of incredible rewards there, and they're waiting just for you. And remember, if you're not yet a member of the Blocked Content family yet, hit subscribe now, smash that like button, and ring the bell for notifications, and all the news and fun that you care about will be delivered on the daily to you. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you around the corner where there's always more Blocked Content. See ya!